Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video brought to you by the creators of Proprietary Price, Pattern, and Time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, guys, let's get into this analysis portion of the video. As we look at the SPY, we see a nice rally on hand here on this Monday, April 29th. Volume is insanely low right now, almost 56 million traded on the spiders. That is super light volume. But again, that's what you're going to get. And when you get light volume on a Monday, generally we see the markets advance higher. Now the key is here: the S&P's up 13, Dow's up 122, Nasdaq's up 34, a little under 1%. Dow's up 0.8%, and Nasdaq is up just over 1%. But the key here is to recognize the double top right here. I think this is the big level we saw today hit. If you zoom out on the charts, take a look at this. All right, we just came up and kissed a double top going back to the 11th of April, which is the all-time high on the SPY here, or the S&P 500. So really we're seeing this market do its best to push up, continue to grind higher. The Federal Reserve came out this morning and says they're willing to print more and more money because there's no inflation. So you're seeing that effect on the markets, which is a drug-like effect of euphoria, which means, again, the more money printed, there's really nowhere else to go for return except for the markets, except for the stock market. All right, bonds aren't giving you anything. Checking accounts, saving accounts aren't giving you anything. CDs aren't giving you any return. So again, money has to therefore flow into the markets to chase return. Now, is it a bubble? Yeah, sure it is. But could the bubble really extend further up? I did a piece, I think, late last week that said the markets could rally on the Dow another 1,000 to 2,000 points. And in all fairness, that is the possibility. Because unless you get a trigger for the bubble to collapse, the Federal Reserve will maintain this bubble as long as they can. Now, will it collapse eventually? Sure. But the big question is when and where. All right, at what point will it occur? And at that point, where is the S&P 500 for the collapse? Okay? So in this rate, really, we got to continue doing what we're doing. We've had about 27 winners this year in the research center. And again, those are swing trades, so 27 winners in the research center in the first, really now about 4 months of the year. And we've only had 7 losers. Net percentage gain, if you subtract the winning percentage on the trades from the losing percentage, is north of 140%, and that's in 4 months of 2013. So really what we're doing, folks, we look at the charts and we just keep it short term. Swing trades are anywhere from holding it a day or two to, a week or two generally. And that's what we're going to continue to do. So we just want to really maintain that type of maneuvering and keep things short term and keep profiting all year long. I mean, if this is the market we're going to get all year long, then we'll just continue to profit all year long. Okay, so again, interesting level on the spiders there, double top. Notice the small pullback, small pivots along the way, 1, 2, and 3. Markets have backed up off these highs just a little bit, but in all fairness, again, as I said before, the volume is insanely light. Haven't even, again, hit 56 million on the SPY. Daily chart, right up into double top. There's your double top, classic little double top right there. We haven't actually taken out the high. We came within about 6 cents shy of the all-time high in the SPY, so it makes me wonder, will they take it out later today or not? Looking at interesting stocks out there, what's going on? Well, gold, let's look at the gold first. Gold is up a little bit today. Nice rally off the lows on gold. I do believe that there'll be another down move on gold. Way too easy to just have that one flush and then it bounce all the way back like this. So in my opinion, again, I don't know when it will be. I'll probably end up shorting it at the right point, but when the chart tells me to, I'm going to jump on the short side of the GLD and ride it down. Next up, let's take a look at Deere. Deere is having a big update today. Take a look at this candle on the daily chart. Monstrous update today. The interesting factor here on Deere, I want you guys to look at this line. This is a great trend line. Take this high pivot right here, connect it to the secondary pivot, and look at where it goes. All right, really kind of cool to see that right there. All right, classic trendline resistance. Okay, another stock that's having a huge day today, and these are Dow components. IBM is up over $5, nearing the 200 level. It's piercing the 200, so you're starting to get into resistance here. Great little level of resistance. And again, if it continues to grind higher, right around the even number of 200 would be more resistance on this chart. Interesting to notice IBM here. All right, IBM, for instance, had really poor earnings and revenue numbers and growth projections. Really poor. That's why the stock went down from really 208 all the way down to about 188 in basically 1 to 2 days. I mean, it just collapsed like that. You've now seen a retrace of over 50% of bordering on 0.618 Fibonacci level. Okay? And what does that tell us? Well, basically it tells us that because the mentality in the markets is buy the dip or buy anything that's been pounded, you're seeing money flow into these things. Once the market starts to pull back again, you will see something like IBM come in very sharply and very quickly because it's the weakest player out there. You're going to basically what I'm saying here is when you're looking to accumulate shorts, for instance, once the charts tell us they'll fall, you want to harp on the plays that had the worst news on earnings or bad news elsewhere. Those will be the ones that decline very, very quickly because everyone will run for the exit at once. All right, so again, even something like Deere. Deere is a good example of which I just showed you before. That stock was basically trading at 2013 lows until about 2 weeks ago. Now it's having a huge move up. All right, now actually, interesting little factor on Deere here. What I think is interesting on Deere is you're into this level, but just right up here you have a major gap fill as well. So it wouldn't be surprising for me to see it pop up here on DE and then pull back following that. So again, there is resistance here, but I wouldn't be surprised again if it just pierces just a little bit, tags that gap fill, and then starts to pull back. So these are the things we want to keep in mind. One small cap I'm watching, and I actually have a position in, although it's just a day trading position, is this SCON. Hit a huge move up, nice pullback, starting to inch up, trading just underneath the highs of the day. I'm looking for a break of the 420 level for volume to come in. If volume comes in, this could get a nice pop really back to the 200 MA, even on an intraday basis. It would be possible. So I picked up a little of SCON. It trades plenty of shares, 200,000 today, easy. So I didn't even pick up that many, but I do have a position here in SCON that I'm kind of monitoring here to see if it can break that 420 level, $4.20 level later today. All right, what else do we want to take a look at? We had another profit in the research center, folks. And again, regardless of what the market does, we're just nailing it left and right. The profit today was on MHP off the bull flag. This was a great bullish pattern. My partner, Nick Santiago, put out an alert to buy a few days ago, a couple weeks ago, whenever it was in this consolidation pattern. This is one of the best consolidation patterns you'll ever see. All right, again, if you looked at this and you didn't know to be a buyer on this, there's something wrong. All right, you're missing out on something. In any case, bullish consolidation for 20 and the 200 right there with the 50 sloping up. That is an amazing setup. Today they got news that the lawsuits on the S&P and so forth were dismissed. Moody's dismissed. Well, actually, they settled them. But the point is, great news for the company. The company jumped up today, and we took profits. Tomorrow they report earnings, so that's why we wanted to take profits, all of it off the table. Usually we'll sell half and let the second half run, but going into earnings, it's just an unknown, so you don't really want to take that risk. Okay? So nice move on MHP. It's another profit in the Research Center for those of you that are Research Center members. Again, I think it's something like 27 winners this year and like 7 losers with a net percentage gain of like 140%. Pretty crazy. All right? All right, so guys, a couple other things. Let's just look at a couple other stocks. Another stock that's having a huge update is Google. Monstrous move. At this stage, I believe that Google most likely will retest this double top. I also have a master level that I calculated out from a while ago, which was at the 865 level. So there's a chance that it could even get through that double top and go to 865 or so. But we'll reevaluate it if it gets to double top. You probably get a quick swing trade short on it for a couple days, and then you just move out and let it go higher if it does get there. Okay? Couple other charts to take a look at. Baidu today, even though Google's up a lot, Baidu's actually weak on the day, still up 70 cents or 65 cents, but not really having much success here. Remember, Thursday after the bell last week, they reported earnings. Earnings were not good at all. The stock got crushed on Friday, and today it gapped up on the strength in the markets and Google and so forth. And Cena news was intricate too. Cena had some good news this morning. That stock's up big, although it's off its highs. But still, Baidu, if we go back to Baidu, just could not hold up and is only up now 63 cents, which is actually a poor day considering the gains in the market. Amazon continues to fall. All right, Amazon just continues to fall down to the 200. I'm a believer that almost any move on this to the upside, if you get a price pattern time, which is PPT methodology, you can actually short this. Okay, now again, we have to have PPT on the bounce, so if it bounced maybe back to here with a time count and so forth, maybe at that stage we want to take advantage of it, but you just have to wait for the right setup. But I think Amazon, again, will have a great setup on the short side. Chevron today is having a great move up $1.40. This is now piercing the double top right here. In fact, it just stalled out. I think it will go a little bit higher, although I do think it's kind of waning. This is a huge bounce on Chevron here. CVX from the low here at about 114 now to 121, $7. It's about a 5% gain on the stock. Very, very big gain, 5.5% or so. So that's what we have going on there, folks. Let me just see if there's anything else in the area that I want to keep track of, but I'm not really seeing anything in particular. Exxon's having a good day. JPM, I think we should talk about JPM. This is the last thing I'll mention. So JPM daily doesn't look horrible, but why is JPM barely up today, only up 7 cents when the markets are having a great rally? All right, that I look at as a leading indicator too. So even though it's a nice move today, and I think my bias now goes back to neutral to slightly positive, even based on today's move, especially if we close above the 52-week all-time highs on the S&P. But the one little tidbit here that you have to be a little careful about is why is JPM not rallying more? I mean, JPM is the leader. It's been the leader. It is always, for years now, it's been a leader. Why is this lagging today? So just a little tidbit I'll leave you with right there. Again, come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. That's InTheMoneyStocks.com. Take the 7-day free trial. It's a free trial. And again, with our track record, I mean, literally 2 weeks ago we had 4 winners in the research center. Those are swing trades, so you're holding them for a week or a few days, nailing those winners. Then you move on to last week. We had 3 winners. And then this week, today's Monday only, we already had 1 winner in the research. I mean, the money that's being printed by our members is incredible. I saw that someone in their 401k IRA had a 65% return this year alone. That's incredible. Really incredible. All right, guys, take care. Again, come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. We'll be making more money. Take care.